Thank you.
Thanks, Björn. It sounds like you should have been on the panel, but knowing the kinds of requirements to get to a solution, not only outsiders can do it, but it has to come from inside, as you well know. So I had a microphone up here.
My name is Lubna Qureshi, and I'm from Stockholm University. I am frankly disgusted by the failure of Aung San Suu Kyi to condemn the persecution of the Muslim minority in Burma. She has shown so much courage in the past. What has led to this moral compromise, and what is her personal attitude about Muslims? Thank you.
Thank you. Here.
My name is Bao Wen. I'm a dissident like Dr. Zarni. So, unlike the international community, can I call my country as Burma? Because I don't believe that dictators can change the name of my country without the consensus of the people. So I agree to all the three speakers, and I like to supplement that as far as the peace negotiation is concerned, the government is putting the cart before the horse. If two persons are fighting, then in order to stop, we have to talk, and then we may sign a ceasefire agreement. Now, without talking, we cannot sign the ceasefire. There's no talking, so there can be a ceasefire. Another is the federal one. Federal constitution. Either you look in the dictator country that ruled by hand, like China, so many tribes, so many races, still federal. Or if you look at the democratic country, like India, so many tribes, but still federal, because that is a real federal union. And the other aspect is, as Professor John Kemp said, the essence of the unity where Burma come into being is that all the leaders come, including Aung San, Father Aung San Suu Kyi, as a leader, not a national leader, as a leader of the Burma proper, and the Shan come as a leader of Shan, so also the Chin as a leader of Chin. So they are not a national, they come and they have a consensus. And so it's very, very important for the international community, especially the Western government, to look Burma not as a monolithic whole, but as part of it. Now, we discover that many of the NGOs and the international have been going and dealing with the government only, or with the government-related NGO, and nothing to do with the opposition like the UNFCCC, except one NGO from Japan, Nippon organization that is helping the real marginalized people through it. So that's what I like to emphasize. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Zarni, would you like to comment? Let's keep it brief, because I can see there are many who would like to come back. But
on the
microphone, please, just bring it closer to you.
On the issue that gentleman raised about the need for a Security Council to take it up. I mean, as you very well know, the UN Security Council does not take up issues that are not defined as a threat to international peace. And yes, also there are other principles like responsibility to protect. R2P, when a sovereign state fails to protect or deliberately inflict harms on its own people, it falls on the international community. I mean, this is Kofi Annan's guilt-ridden reaction to his failure in Rwanda. R2P, the principle. It's not a treaty. It's not a binding thing. So there's a principle out there. But the R2P has never been seriously entertained with respect to Burma. I mean, I talked to Gareth Evans for about a half hour, one-on-one. Say, look, you are one of the architects of R2P, and that this country, my country, fits a profile. He said, well, it's an R2P concern, this, that, and he's never done anything with the R2P. So I think the problem with involving Security Council, even when the three, especially like Anglo-American bloc, US and UK, when they considered Burma an axis of evil, one of them, they did not have, they were basically overpowered by double veto by Russia and China. In the history of, the usage of veto in the Security Council, that was one of the very, very rare moments where Russians and Chinese team up to veto a resolution that was not binding. And so, I think
Security Council is very difficult to use, is what you are saying.
Yes, I mean it's deadlocked. Yeah, and I think I would start with the European Union. There are a lot of good intentioning, officials in Scandinavia, especially Scandinavia, because I think like Scandinavians, I'm not here politicking. I think Scandinavians take the responsibilities to promoting human rights much more seriously than other, say like Anglo-Americans. I live in UK, so I know the British talk fork-tongued, and so I mean diplomats, not the country, and then so they start with getting, say, Scandinavian bloc. In other words, a common position, a common analysis, common framework among the Scandinavian countries first, and then press the European Union to come up with a common position, because the Burmese regime cannot be pressured to do anything bilaterally. They can, even if you present a multilateral pressure, they will find ways to divide you. OIC, for instance, as a response to the attacks on the Rohingyas in June and October of 2012, the OIC was beginning to speak. 57 member countries beginning to speak with a single voice. They're starting to drop the word Rohingya, in their statements, and the Burmese regime immediately moved in and split the OIC. What does Iran want? We offer something to Iran, and then like they secure the support and collaboration of the largest Muslim government in the world, Indonesia, by economic enticement. And so finally on the Aung San Suu Kyi's, your question about Aung San Suu Kyi's position, why is she silent? Well, she's silent because the Rakhines told her in no certain terms, you mentioned the word Rohingya and NLD is finished in our state. So also she didn't also really do the homework on the Rohingya issue. When she first came out of Burma, she stopped in